Good evening, everyone. I'm Dominus Orbis, and today I'll be doing Packet Tracer 4.4.1.2, the Skills Integration Challenge, which includes Frame Relay, Point-to-Point Protocol, CHAP, Challenge Handshake Authentication Protocol, EIGRP, Static and Default Routing. Here's my topology. Let's go ahead and look at the instructions here. Alright, let's get started. We're going to need R1, R2, R3, and R4. R1, configure R1 to use point-to-point protocol with a CHAP authentication on the link to the internet. ISP is a host name, password is Cisco. Okay. Configure a default route to the internet. Use the exit interface. Configure a static route to a LAN R4. Use the next hop IP address. The LAN on R4 is here, the 10.1.200.1. The next hop address is going to be on R1. This is serial interface right here on the R4. So the 10.0.0.4. There we go. We have to add the network on the route, not the physical IP. Okay. Configure EIGRP. Autonomous system is 100. advertise the entire 10.0.0.0/8 network. Okay, simple enough. Wildcard will be 0.255.255.255. Got it? Propagate the default route. That's going to be redistribute static. All right. Disable automatic summarization. No auto summary. No LAN on R1, so we don't need any passive interfaces. Configure full mesh frame relay. All the permanent virtual circuits from R1 to R2 to R3 will use the Cisco encapsulation, except for the one to R4, which will use Internet Engineering Task Force encapsulation, IETF, LMI, Local Management Interfaces, and C. Need to look at the topology here. This will be the IP of the remote router. Let's just go in order. Do the serials, and then the delc. Let's look at our delc table here. From 1 to 2, be 102. Don't forget your broadcast here to allow EIGRP routing updates. You don't have to type in Cisco. That's the default. Okay, good. Now we need to do it to 3. Oh. To 3 and 4. All right. IETF on router 4 map. Okay, good. LMI type, remember we have 3 options, is ANSI. Okay. Go ahead and do a do right. We can see our mapping here, they're all static. And the broadcast, and they're up, up, and up. Looks good. Now we're ready for R2 and R3. Same thing as we did on R1. Alright, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and advertise the entire 10.10. The Class B addressing space. No auto summary. Passive interface on the LAN. What interface am I dealing with here on R2? Let's see. They're all serial 000, okay? Alright, map R2 to R1 to R3 and R4. The delcies are right here, 201, 203, 204. Don't forget broadcast. Okay. Should be 10:02, 3, and 4. Alright, easy enough to remember. Remember, the router, the map to 4 is at ETF with the broadcast. And the LMI type is ANSI. You can confirm the LMI type with the show frame relay LMI right here. Also with the show interface. Encapsulation here. LMI here. Okay, good. Moving on to R3. There we go, we got my adjacency. Should have it on all 4 routers. Oh no, wait, we need to configure router 4, but on router 1, 2, and 3 for sure. On router 1, I don't have a correct network segment for EIGRP. That's why I don't have a neighbor adjacency. And And now I got an adjacency. Okay. Looks good. Moving on. R4. Configure static and default routing. Configure static route for each of the LANs on R2 and R3. Use the next hop IP. Alright, let's look at R2 LAN. R2 LAN is a 10.1.100.0. And that's going to go to the next hop. Yeah. So R4 next hop will be the serial interface. Of R2. And then the same thing for R3. Static route to the LAN here. To the serial interface, the next hop. Okay, looks good. Now we need to configure default route to R1 using the next hop. R1 next hop is a 10.0.01. Alright, good. Almost finished with this lab here. And then the frame relay. Okay. It's 401, 402, 403 broadcast. IETF on all of them. Okay, back to router 4. I'm having some problems with it, but I think I got it figured out here. And that's it. See, the reason it wasn't working before is because instead of this command, encapsulation, frame relay, IETF, which is the correct way to do it. I was trying to map it like this. Which is also correct, but Packet Tracer didn't like it. So anyways, now that we have 100%, let's go ahead and do some show commands. Or before we do that, all devices should be able to ping the web server. PC2 pinged the web server. PC3 pinged the web server. The tablet pinged the web server. And the laptop also pinged the web server. Okay, some show commands. Show frame relay map. All of them static right here. With the IETF. Active, the remote IP they're connecting with, and the local DLC. Local management interface tells you the LMI type, ANSI, and the serial it's attached to. And then the permanent virtual circuit tells you about the congestion bits, packets in and out, the interface where the DLC is attached to. Looks good. Once again, I am Dominus Orbis, and I hope this video has been informative, and I want to thank you for viewing.